Hello. Welcome to my little corner of the internet. My name's Susan, and this is my channel called Not a Lazy Susan, formerly KnitLab, and I'm happy to have you here. I am drinking on a bit of leftover coffee I made this morning that I just zapped in the microwave because, you know, I'm a monster, and I'm drinking it out of a very on brand for October, but also on brand for me all year round, Ghost Mug. And this is from Salty Sea Dog Designs, and like, you could fit your whole face in here. This holds a lot of coffee, a lot of water, a lot of tea, or whatever. It's been a long time since I have reared my head around this channel, and like, quite honestly, social media in general. I'm coming to you from my home studio where I am kind of curled up in my knitting chair, where I have been for, the last 6 months or so. And it's a long weekend and a Saturday. It's beautiful outside. I'm gonna go for a walk soon, but yeah, I thought it was time that I film something, and it gave me the drive, the push to take a shower and you know, kind of furk my hair up a bit and all of that. So yeah, I'm really happy to have you here. And thank you if you're a subscriber that's been patiently waiting for me to upload. Yeah, I'm glad you stayed around. I'm glad you're watching this and all that. So the whole point of this video is that I thought I would do a little bit of vlogtoberness. I have done vlogtober numerous times in the past. This channel has been around since about 2017, maybe longer, I don't know. And I've done Vlogtober, I've done Vlogmas, I've done things like that. Right now I have archived all of those just because I want to start fresh. So this is me starting fresh. And I really wanted to center my vlogs and give myself like a mission, maybe like a purpose, a point to all of this, where I want to vlog my progress on the mystery knit along by Stephen West called the Geogradient shawl. And that's the his 14th mystery knit along shawl, and probably, I think, my 4th mystery knit along. This is all to say, I start a lot of mystery knit alongs, and I usually don't make it past clue 2. So this is my effort to help me along with knitting, and hopefully, you know, keep momentum up and keep going and all that stuff. And plus, it provides me with a little bit of a break from my day-to-day, and this is something fun that I want to do and put a bit of creativity into. And yeah, plus I'm watching some other MKAL vlogs. Most notably, I am watching Jessica's, and I'm going to put her YouTube channel down below. She's vlogging the MCal, and I really enjoy her day-to-day vlogs. Yeah, I really like them, and I want to do them again. So yeah, I have cast on for the MCal, and I would assume if you're watching this, you know what an MCal is, but just in case you don't, a MCal is a mystery knit along, and Stephen West kind of, I think he like really popularized them. And the shawl that he puts out one clue a month, no. Sometimes it can feel like you need a month to do each clue though. but he releases 1 clue a week. And the idea is to knit like the frickin' wind, or, you know, embrace your pace, and knit through the shawl with knitters from across the world. And you don't know how things are going to turn out until you start knitting them, which is really exciting. And I like, sometimes I don't like that surprise, but most of the time I crave that kind of unknown, jumping into the unknown to see what's going to happen. I find it really exciting. So I didn't think I was going to do it because I know my track record, but yeah, I did it this year, and I picked up some yarns for it. I'm going to show you the yarn and everything that I have for my knit along. I created my own kit, and I purchased yarn from the knitting store that I teach at, which is called Stash here in Calgary, Alberta, where I'm coming to you from. And they have a beautiful array of yarns, and this was back in early September, I guess, when the Mystery Knit Along was announced, and he released the like intro packet type of thing to talk about the kinds of yarns that you should be looking for. This project requires 4 skeins of sock weight, fingering weight yarn in like a solid or tonal, semi-solid shade colors, series of colors that move kind of like in a gradient, or a gradient and a pop. He has a lot of videos and everything showing different kits and different color ideas, palette ideas and everything. I knew I wanted to choose something that I wanted it to be slightly unexpected, because that's my favorite thing about choosing colors for different projects, is I like choosing unexpected colors to go together. And especially I like having pops of fluorescent and neon, as you can see here, paired with, you know, other colors like pastels or more neutrals and stuff like that. I really love it. So the colors, let me take a sip of coffee. So the colors that I have chosen, I'm going to go from light to dark. I have already caked them up because I've already started knitting the project, which I'm going to share in a minute and all of that. But the first color I have here, which you can see, it's this lovely pale peach. This is from Explorer Knits on the Denali sock base, and the colorway is called Peaches and Cream. I put little tags on my cakes to remind myself what is color A and B and C and D, and then put the little what they are there too, just to remind me, because I'm a bit notorious for throwing away labels. So yeah, I've attached that. So this is my color A. It's this lovely peach color that is really not that far off from the color of my skin, which, you know, I don't tend to wear that much, but I have paired it with this shade right here. And this yarn is beautiful, and the color is showing up pretty true on camera, but this is the kind of color that, you know, when the sun is setting, it looks like it's radioactive. It becomes sort of phosphorescent. This yarn is from Leo and Roxy, and it's their 80-20 sock base. So I think it's 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. And the colorway is called Creamsicle. To me, it's much less, I feel like this is more of a creamsicle type of thing to me than this. This is like nacho cheese. This is giving craft dinner powder vibes. This is a Cheeto. This is Cheeto yarn. I do have like a sweater's quantity in the DK weight of the same color that I purchased last year sometime, I think. Whenever the shop got these yarns in, and I just went with all the neon, I just gravitate right towards it and scoop it up quickly because I'm terrified other people are going to buy it. But in reality, I'm pretty sure that my stash fam tends to order in all the neon specifically for me because they know I'm going to buy it. But anyway, I really love this color. So this is color A, color B. Color C is currently attached to my knitting right now, but that's okay. Color C is this beautiful, like, you know, gorgeous caramel color. This is also from Leo and Roxy, the same base, the 80/20 sock base, and the colorway is called Cider. And it's such a lovely fall shade. So I had these three colors. It all started with this one here where I'm like, okay, I want to take the creamsicle. I need to build something around creamsicle. So it took me a little while to find a good gradient that was not so close in tone that, you know, whatever this pattern is going to ask us to do, I won't get muddied, because that's my big thing. I like things to be really graphic and punchy, especially for a West Knits pattern. I feel like, you know, it begs for that. And I have a few more West Knits patterns on the go that I will probably share with you throughout the next handful of videos that I'm doing. Yeah, I thought that these shades looked really great together. And I knew I wanted to pair it with a dark, but having that dark be a pop or a contrast of some kind. So like on the color wheel, if I'm tapping into my old school color theory knowledge, the contrast color to orange would be blue. But I didn't necessarily want to use blue, though I love wearing orange and blue together because it kind of makes your eyes vibrate a little bit, and I really like it when my eyes vibrate. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Anyway, I chose a skein from Life in the Long Grass, and it's this beautiful, rich, gorgeous plum purple tonal. It's so pretty. This is Twist Sock, and the colorway is called Rose Garnet, which, you know, a garnet is a deep, deep red gemstone, semi-precious stone. And that's, my birthday's in January. And so that is my birthstone. But I mean, it's not purple, but, that's okay. It's a really, really warm purple, which is what I wanted. I didn't want it to be cool. I want this entire shawl to be warm in tone. And these are my colors. I really, really like them. I really like them. So I didn't swatch. I just wound everything up and basically got started. Because I know with Stephen West shawls and from previous experience knitting sock weight shawls, that the 3.5 millimeter needle gives me a gauge that I actually really like, especially when there's lots of garter stitch involved. So that 3.5 millimeter needle, I wasn't afraid of that, and I knew these colors were going to be beautiful together, so I didn't have to swatch it for that sake, and I understand my tension. So yeah, I was waiting, you know, I wasn't getting like, I didn't have a timer or anything set for the clue release, but on Thursday I was up early, getting ready for work, and part of my whole thing when I'm getting ready for work is I usually will watch YouTube videos while I am eating my breakfast, or while I'm knitting for a while. I like to wake up like at least 2 hours before I have to go anywhere, because I really cherish that, you know, that time to ease myself into the day. and to do things that are for myself and not feel like I am rushing or anything like that. So yeah, that's something I know I really love to have. And I decided to watch the first clue tutorial video that he uploaded. And I will say the first clue, because I don't think you'll be able to find the first clue. He may have taken it down already or archived it or something. But I started knitting, and I was watching the video, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're in Garterland. We're in Garterland, which is cool. We're in modular knitting land. We are weaving in our ends as we go. We are, picking up selvage edges and having a good time and having layers of stripes on top of each other. And I was pretty excited. And I didn't skip to the end until I watched the entire video later that day when I got home, and while I was knitting. And I really loved the look of it, because it definitely had this sort of overlapping quilted feel to it. And I was stoked. Let me show you what I got so far. I mean, I've taken the needles out, but you can kind of see this was a couple of parts of the first clue, the original first clue. And I mean, it's beautiful. Like, I mean, these colors are gorgeous together, aren't they? Like, I'm really excited about it. And I was excited about it too, even with all the ends and everything on the back. Like, I was so like, I'm like, okay, if the whole pattern are fun little fiddly things like this, I actually might really enjoy doing it, because it's different from the other things that I'm working on. And yeah, it just sparked my brain. It made me feel good. I should say that I am not very good at keeping up with or even taking part in online knitting communities. I get overwhelmed with web forums. I'm not always looking at Instagram anymore. I kind of leaf through every so often, but it's like I've kind of shifted focus a bit and shifted gears and gone a lot more inward lately. And that's not a bad thing. That's like, I feel good about it. So every so often it feels like I am just totally in the dark about stuff, because I'm not keeping up with things, because, I just don't. A friend, we were chatting, and I had posted on Instagram just like this little sneak peek thing in my stories about, the swatch. And then she said, oh, have you, we're watching all of the drama unfold with this clue. And I'm like, drama? Knitting drama? Like, I don't know, like, are people mad because there's just so many little ends to weave in? Like, I don't know, people are weird. But no, I guess I didn't see it. I will admit, I didn't see it in the finished object, and I wasn't envisioning it. I don't think I would have seen it when I finished this entire clue. But I guess in certain palettes, if it's done the right way, or right way, the wrong way, the pattern resembles a motif that is often used as a hate symbol. And that's problematic. If you can imagine me walking around like wearing this beautiful shawl, but it's just like a very glaring hate symbol on it, like, no thanks. So I guess I'm going back in through my Instagram feed to kind of like I'm looking at Westnit's Instagram and reading the posts and everything, and I'm like, oh, but what's remarkable and amazing, like, I know the amount of work that goes into producing a knitting pattern, especially a West knits pattern, because they are so complicated. These mystery knit along shawls and everything, there are so many components that all have to fit in together, and they're incredibly technical. And I would assume like he starts designing them like a year in advance, I'd say, because you have to have folks test knit it and all that. And he does video tutorials and everything that has to get up to date. Like that all has to happen so much in advance of the actual mystery knit along. And yeah, I guess he removed the clue and rewrote it and published a new one, all within, I feel like it was in 24 hours of folks commenting on it. And I'm like, dang, the response time on that's unreal. That's unreal to me. Like, as someone whose day job often has tight deadlines and being asked to do the impossible with like no resources, I get it. Like that's not an easy feat. So I'm pretty impressed, and also really impressed that he has been pretty transparent in saying like this wasn't an intention. You know, I encourage, or not encourage, like he was inviting everybody to start over and encouraging everyone that you will have yarn left over. Like you will have enough yarn to complete it. Even if you've done the entirety of the first clue, you will still have yarn to finish. And yeah, to just like start new and to honor the knitters and the makers who found fault in, you know, the pattern and all that stuff, and to not discount their perspectives and all that stuff. And I thought that was really important. And yeah, I was impressed. I like, not everybody does that. Not everybody can do that, right? Like, I don't know. So I was impressed. So impressed that I ripped the needles out of this guy, even though it's so pretty. I probably should have cast off maybe, so then I could use it as like just this weird random little swatch thing, but whatever. And I have cast on for the new one, which is still going with the striping, but you're doing a square, a garter stitch square in the round. So I'm on the third stripe here, slowly going through. I'm getting there. I did lose a marker at one point. I don't know where. There be all kinds of things stuck in the cushion of this chair. Like, really? You know, as fun as the other one is here, to be knitting all of these little, you know, short little boop, 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 and all of that, it is kind of nice to just knit around and around and like increase and, you know, have it be pretty, you know, gentle in that way. Though I will say, if you're knitting this pattern, doing the first part of that cast on, and I just did a regular long tail cast on, so that's why there's a giant hole there. But I have a nice long tail, and I'm going to sew that up, or at least close it up a little bit so it's not just a giant, you know, peekaboo hole there. Yeah, I'm kind of liking how it's going around. It was really fiddly, especially when you're doing it on magic loop. I don't like to cast off tiny and knit out. That's like one of the reasons why I very abruptly stopped knitting the Musselburgh hat by Isolde T, because that's how that hat starts. You're starting from the top and going down, and then like, you know, whatever. Yeah. So I'm knitting on that today. I'm excited to have the whole long weekend to just work on this shawl, and that's what I'm going to do. Other things I have planned for today is that I do need to go, I want to print off the pattern, and I don't have a printer at home, so I don't even have a computer. Like, I do everything on my phone and on my iPad. I've turned into one of those people. But I mean, my iPad is way more powerful than my little MacBook like laptop that I had for 10 years could ever be. So I have to upload the West Knits new clue one and I'm going to send it to my closest library branch and to go pick up my printing there. They have this cool thing where you can upload remotely and then just go to the printer and release it and all that. So I'm going to do that, and then also use that little bit of time of being outside to go for a little walk and maybe listen to an audiobook, film a little bit of stuff, and work on this outside in the sun, because, you know, it's been really cold all week, and which has been really, quite frankly, a blessing. Even though my joints don't like the damp and don't like the cold, my heart does. It makes this weekend, which is in Canadian Thanksgiving, it makes it that much sweeter because, you know, it's just over 20 degrees and it's beautifully sunny out, and southern Alberta has gorgeous, endless blue skies, and the colors are changing, and I think the leaves are almost gone on all the trees, and you know, everything is golden and beautiful, and yeah, it's just really, really nice. So I'm gonna go do that and knit on this. I might check in with you a little bit later, but just in case I don't, I will check in with you again very, very soon. Okay? Very, very soon. All right.